Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Dalton. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, commentaries, randomness, lists, whatever it may be, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box down below. And this is for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is a prequel to Harry Potter that takes place 60, 70 years before. It takes place in the 1920s in New York. Now, I've reviewed the Harry Potter films. I will be honest, I don't remember those movies. I remember liking a decent amount of them too. I remember there were some I disliked. There's quite a few I liked. But at the same time, if you were going to quiz me on any of the movies, I could not tell the difference. Not even because they're bad, it's just I've seen them once, and it was a long time ago, and I'm just saying I'm not an expert on it. I just remember liking a couple of them, and there were a couple like, eh. But yet, if you were to quiz me on details, I'd lose. I'd get an F on the F scale of fuck. But I'm sitting there going, why do we need a prequel to this? Obviously, they're not going to do a sequel because you would have to get the actors back, yet they'd be much older. Or people would question, where are they at? Where are they at? So then they do a prequel. And this film was alright. I'll say, this was alright. I wouldn't say this is bad or anything. I will say it's a bit long in the tooth. I think it runs out of steam about 90 minutes in, and it's over 2 hours. Because this is kind of like trying to do... It felt like two movies. Because there's two stories in one movie. That's what it felt like. Where the good chunk of the first story is this guy who is a UK tourist. He arrives in New York. He has a suitcase, and in the suitcase he has all these magical creatures. Different magical creatures. He has this one creature that likes to steal money. I thought that was decently funny and cute. How he would like try to steal all these coins and jewels, and I like the design of that creature. You have kind of like a snake with like a bird head on it. You have one that could turn itself invisible. You have these different creatures. He's trying to get from point A to point B, but then some things happen. He meets Dan Fogler, which I'm like, wow, I haven't seen him in a while. I remember for about 5 minutes they tried to make him a movie star. Because didn't he star in Balls of Fury? That ping pong movie with Christopher Walken. I could be wrong, but I swear that was... I know he was in this film. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it was a movie called Fanboys, where it was a group of people trying to steal the footage of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This is around the time it came out. It takes place like in 1998, it was like before the film came out. And then you find out like their friend is dying of cancer, and I'm like, man, in retrospect, glad you weren't... Imagine trying to steal footage for The Last Jedi. Head would explode. But I remember liking Fanboys for what it is, and Dan Fogler was in that. And he was in a few others. He was in a film called Take Me Home Tonight with one of the guys from That 70s Show, Topher Grace. But yeah, like I said, Dan Fogler, they tried to make into a star for about 5-10 minutes. It didn't really pan out, but he's in this. I thought he did an actual good job. He's a guy that wants to be a baker, and he's trying to get a loan, but he gets told no. He's a nice guy, meets this lead UK guy, who I think his character's name is Newt. And, no, not Aliens Newt, different Newt. One thing leads to another, their suitcases get accidentally swapped. Dan Fogler opens the suitcase because he thinks it's his. The creatures escape. Then our lead... And the lead guy, he reminded me a little bit of Crispin Glover. Just the way, a little bit of his look, a little bit of his mannerism. It's kind of like if a little Crispin Glover type. And he meets up with this girl who used to be an agent. Because in this time period, America is very leery on magic. People are scared of magic. They don't want anything about it. There's this dark, evil wizard. And that's what makes a lot of people in America scared. So there's an organization with Colin Farrell and others that want to keep the magic hush-hush quiet. And so when they see this guy with his suitcase, they try to arrest him. But again, it's this kind of mismatch of ideas where I like Dan Fogler's performance because we see through his eyes how awe-inspiring the magic is. It's something to relate to, and he's reacting naturally to seeing this magical stuff. Like, he's impressed with it, and I thought he had a couple decent, fun reactions. And part of me wishes that he was the lead. That you have this normal guy in this extraordinary situation having to deal with this stuff and maybe having to rise to the occasion, even without any magic. But they do say that he was in World War I. That means he would have some type of combat experience. So maybe to use that in order to battle this stuff. And I do wish he was the lead. I know that's not the story that's based on, the books that is based on, but I'm just saying the lead guy was fine, but I would be lying if I said I was that intrigued by him. But he was fine. I don't think he was bad. Again, he was a bit that quirky Crispin Glover, with the way he acts and... But again, Dan Fogler and his reactions and just being more relatable, I just would have preferred that type of character as the lead. Because when you get to the third act, he doesn't really get to do anything. When he gets to the third act, he pretty much just left behind because he has no magic. And so, wow, this is like an important character. And then for like for the climax finale, again, he's kind of like, you stay over there, we take care of this, and then he's sitting there with the thumb up his ass. Again, I know that's not based on the story. I'm just saying, as a movie, as a guy that never read the story, this is just my first impression on it. Now, when I said that it seems like it's two stories, a good chunk of it is him being arrested by this girl. They think they got the magic suitcase, doesn't. Then he realizes, oh shit, I accidentally swapped it with Dan Fogler. I gotta find him. Oh, we found him. Let's fix some stuff. We're gonna team up together to find these creatures. And this is a good chunk of the film, is trying to find these creatures. He invites Dan Fogler into his world in the suitcase, where you go in the suitcase and there's this expansive area with like giant big eagles, and it's a snake with like a bird's head and all sorts of different stuff. Again, Dan Fogler's reactions, to repeat one more time, makes it relatable. The lead has this little plant creature that kind of has the shape of a person, but then like the head and arms are like little branches and leaves. Is like this big. Is like at first very overly attached to him. I thought that was a cute little design. I liked that a little bit. And then it's them trying to catch these creatures. Like on the ice, there's this massive rhino with a very weird top. Although the fact that they put where it wants to mate, And then you have your lead character making these weird noises and turning around and shaking his ass. I'm like, really, movie? That's what you had to do? Really, movie? And then Dan Fogler was given this stuff, and he's like, what is this? And then it gets on him, and then the rhino goes after him. And then there's this big scene where they capture that. Then there's a scene where they capture the little creature that's stealing jewels and coins. And then there's a scene where they capture... There's like the invisible creature, but then it's keeping guard to this massive creature. And pretty much a big action scene where they have to capture that. That seems like what most of the film is about. And then they said, oh, wait a minute. It can't just be about that. From time to time, we also have this kid who I recognize the actor as Ezra Miller, the guy who would be the Flash in the new Flash movie. Which, on a side note, I've heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, I heard a rumor that apparently, I don't think this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to mention it because, since I said the Flash, someone may mention in the comments that apparently in the new Flash film, and then ultimately to the Batgirl film, they want to try to take out Batman and Superman, so you just have Batgirl and Supergirl. Whatever. That's why I'll just stick to films like Joker and the Suicide Squad 2. But that's... anyway. But see, when it's them going after these creatures and the little situations they get into, by about 90 minutes in, I'm kind of done. I'm less filled with awe. I'm like, okay, 80, 90 minutes in, let's wrap it up. And then we got like another fucking 30, 40 minutes to get to. And it's because Colin Farrell is talking with this kid played by Ezra Miller. Again, the guy would be the Flash and Justice League and the new Flash movie. And that Ezra Miller is very quiet, and Colin Farrell keeps saying, I gotta find this kid, because there's this force that will go in the swarm and will kill people that seems connected with this group of folks that are very, very much against magic. And the movie's trying to mislead you, spoiler alert, spoilers, trying to mislead you that you think this is a little girl, but no, it's really this boy. And then you find out Colin Farrell is not really Colin Farrell. You find out that he's actually Johnny Depp, who's the evil wizard, and he wants this boy's power, or he wants to use him to help him in his cause. And then you're made to believe that Ezra Miller's character's destroyed, which is not the case, because he's in the sequels. Because there's a sequel, and then there's a third one coming out. And then they're on this, like, subway platform, or... yeah, this is a subway platform. And our lead guy is battling Johnny Depp's character, Colin Farrell's character, battling back and forth. Until ultimately he does something and captures. And I thought, okay, this is... he's going to break out, and then, get this bigger ending. Because I'm watching, I'm like, there's like 20 minutes left of this film. As you see on the timer. There's like 20-some minutes left of the film. No, that was the ending. I'm like, what? And then it's like 15 minutes to wrap everything up. Where it's 15 minutes of, okay, he gets his bird, take a potion, bring all the rain down, and somehow that's going to make everybody forget that magic was involved. And then change the newspapers. I'm like, what about people that were not even in that vicinity? What are people that... you could change the newspapers, but there are people who probably read the newspaper 2, 3, 4 days ago who don't know this shit. Yeah, just as you change the newspapers on this one stand, what about all the people that have newspapers in their home? They're reading it. But whatever. You're not supposed to think about that. And then they make Dan Fogler forget, but not really, because there's this one girl who likes Dan Fogler, who does a little bit, so he doesn't forget entirely. He's able to get his bakery, and he's making the bakery goods look like the creatures he saw, but he doesn't understand quite why he's doing this. And then the girl comes in, and he smiles at her, so that you can tell he's got a bit of recognition about it. And it's like, well, they made Dan Fogler such an important character, but then in the big finale, he's not important. It's not important at all. And that's what I mean. It's just, the good chunk of this film is about, let's find these animals, let's get them back. And then we have like a separate story about Ezra Miller, Colin Farrell, evil wizard, that has nothing to do with the animal stuff before. Like, one doesn't really link into the other. Other than, oh, this magic is killing people. Okay, they think it's maybe one of the beasts. That's the point, is that they think it's one of these animals, and you're supposed to lead to surprise. No, it's not. It's something else going on. And I could kind of get that. But I can't help it. When it got to like 90 minutes, 80 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done. Can you wrap it up already? Because I don't think this movie needed to be over 2 hours long. I don't. The actors were fine. Dan Fogler, like I said, I kind of wish he was more the lead of the film. And I would have preferred it if it was him front and center and not the other guy. Yeah, just preference, whatever it may be. Like I said, if he's a bit too long in the tooth. Colin Farrell is fine for what he needs to do. Ron Perlman, he's the voice, because at one point the character's going to this almost speakeasy looking place where there's elves and things of that nature there, and there's one voiced by Ron Perlman, which they're able to get some info, and then the guy turns on them, and then Dan Fogler is able to knock the guy out, which was nice. That was, this little motherfucker deserved it. Because Ron Perlman's elf is an asshole, and he turned them in, but then they're able to escape it before they do it, and Dan Fogler was able to clock them one. That was satisfying. Like I said, the movie wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, because like a prequel to Harry Potter, just, did you need any more of anything Harry Potter? But again, I mean, like I said, the actors are not bad, and I'm just repeating myself. Like I said, I just wish it was a bit tighter paced. And to be perfectly honest, the whole evil wizard stuff wasn't that interesting to me. I think that's why I said it felt like two films. When they were just Dan Fogler and the guy working together to capture these animals, that was the more interesting part of the film. And like I said, to me, it could have just been about that, and we have to take this animal to where it needs to go, and Dan Fogler wants to help. They give him something successful to do in his life because he was working this shitty tanning job. He dealt with World War I feel like I want to do something, and I want to help, and I want to accomplish this. And so then he steps up to the challenge. And he had something prominent to do in the finale. I didn't really care about evil bad guy, whether it's Colin Farrell or Johnny Depp. Because you just see in newspapers he's evil at the beginning of the film. And then Johnny Depp appears at the very end of the film, captured. And it's like, that stuff I don't care about. So, I don't know, I thought it was okay. I thought it was alright. That's just me, though. So with that said, I don't know what people of Harry Potter think of these movies. Let me know. Again, I'm a casual. I've seen those Harry Potter films. I've reviewed them. They're on the channel. I'm what you call absolute casual. For those who are diehard Harry Potter fans, how do you feel about this movie or these series of movies? I'd be very curious to hear that in the comments section. What do you feel about these movies? Were they good to you? Were they bad to you? If so, why? Should they have been made? Should they not have been made? Were they cash grabs to keep the Harry Potter name going and milk it? Do you think it's more sincere? Please let me know in the comments section. I'd be very curious to hear that. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.